On today's episode,
Far too complicated to explain, mostly because I don't understand. Well, I'm an idiot. Ooh, that's a tight fit. That's what she said. Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to another video. We have a lot to do in this video, and I also have a few things that I need to go over with what I've already been working on the car that I haven't filmed. So first, let's go over what we're gonna do in this video. I've got a bunch of parts on the way. I've got some stuff already here that we're gonna do an unboxing here in a few minutes. But basically what I need to do is, you guys know I've finished the cooling system, I've finished the fuel cell, so what I'm working on now is the intake. So I've ordered some tubing, an air filter, stuff like that to make a whole custom intake where I'm not using the stock air fuel meter or whatever it's called, something like that. So I've deleted that, so I just have to make a whole, basically just have to do some piping with an air filter. Should be super simple. I've got a throttle cable on the way. We're gonna do some wiring, a bunch of little odds and ends here and there. So let me show you guys what I've been working on off camera. First of which is I got myself an oil cooler. I wasn't quite sure where to mount it, but it actually fits perfectly right here behind the kidneys. I don't know if there's supposed to be like a set like in and out port, but this is just the way that I have it. Tucks back behind here. My valence, which is behind that bumper, actually mounts like literally right there, so it fits perfectly in here. And I was going to shorten the lines, which I may still do eventually, because you can see how long they are, but it actually kind of loops up here out of the way pretty nicely, and I might just figure out a way to kind of tuck it up just a little bit more, just so long as it's not by the manifold. But that's all done. And if you can see down in there, I've also got a new sandwich plate on and an oil filter. So the whole oil cooling system and oil system in general, outside of putting oil in it, is done and ready to go as well. We got the pedal box in. It's not fully mounted because there's a bunch of wires and crap in the way that we still have to figure out. But those are at least in. I've got the clutch line from the slave cylinder to the master cylinder attached. I still have to do the Chase Bay's clutch feed adapter, which goes right here down onto, well, I don't think you can see it from here, but it goes down in there. So I still have those two to do. I got this, which is just a little 3D printed fuse box cover, but these tabs are broken. So the company was kind enough to send me another one, which also has a tab broken, but it's better than the last one, so I'll probably swap it out and see if it'll do a little bit better. But I've got some parts for us to unbox, so let's go ahead and get set up in the shed and let's open some stuff up and start working on this intake. Well, I did also go to my buddy Shane's house, and we made this cool little battery box because, let me show you guys. The cover's all covered, I'm not gonna do it, but in the rear quarter of the car where the battery goes is pretty rusty. Like there's a full on like 6-inch rust hole. So I can't exactly, I mean, I can keep the battery there. I have a battery there currently. Shit, dropped something. But I'm a little worried about the structural integrity of it. So I wanted to have a battery box that I could probably tie into the frame rail back there, which is why we welded that up. And then it's got a latch to keep the battery from potentially popping out. Since I have the fuel cell back there, I don't want to just have a waiting, you know. So I showed you guys this cool little 3D printed fuse box cover. It's definitely like cheap 3D printing, but it's also, for $20, a lot better than the $80 to $120 OEM one. I've got just a joiner. If I remember correctly, this is 2.5 inch, I think. Yeah, so this is 2.5 inch. So this is gonna go from my intake bellow, the OEM one, to this Mishimoto step up, which goes from 2.5 to 3 inches. Ooh, that's a tight fit. That's what she said. So it'll just slip over right like this. This side will go to the stock intake bellow. And then on this side, I have this, which is 3-inch connector pipe, but this, which I haven't checked yet, so we'll do right now, is I believe it's 1/8 or 3/8 NPT, and that is for my GM idle air intake temperature sensor, which is this. So let's try throwing it in and see if it works. Oh yeah, perfect. I don't want to go too far because I don't want to use up all this I don't know what it is, like the sealant threading on this, but I got this specifically for this because I need to run this with my Mega Squirt. Since I'm not running the factory AFM, this is the way that I get the air temperature and everything going through here so that the Mega Squirt can read it, give it the correct amount of fuel, etc, etc, etc. It's far too complicated to explain, mostly because I don't understand, but that will go on this side right here. Just kind of halfway put it on for now. So it's gonna be like this, and then on this side is gonna be the air filter. Now looking at this, I really thought this was gonna be longer and take up more space than it does. So I don't know if my intake will be long enough. I don't know if it needs to be a certain length, but we'll go to the car here in a second and check it out. Then, this is the throttle cable itself. I ordered a whole kit and we're waiting on all the other parts. It's got like other bushings and bearings and stuff like that, but I did get an OEM BMW throttle cable. I don't think there's any need for me to get any sort of an upgrade since I'm running stock power, but yeah, that's my packages. And then my dad was kind enough to get me all of his old ratcheting wrenches, which is gonna be super clutch. I'm very thankful for him. So yeah, let's head down to the car and see what this looks like. Okay, so I've got this piece on up here, and actually everything is looking really good. So this is gonna sit about like that, and then the air filter is gonna go on right here, and the air filter is pretty big. It's probably gonna stick out till about right here. So actually I think I did pretty good setting this thing up. I did go ahead and thread this in. I figured why not? There's really no sense in waiting. And basically all I have to do is, this plug right here is for the AFM. So all I have to do is strip these wires back, and I'm pretty sure it's, I'll look, I'm not gonna actually like do it right now, but I think it's like the 1 and 3 plug or the 1 and 4 plug or 2 and 4 or something like that. Basically I just splice this into here, and that sends the signal straight to my stock wiring harness, which goes to the Mega Squirt and gives me all the information that I need. And I think what I'm gonna do is have this thing upside down as opposed to like this. I don't think it makes a difference. I don't see why this would need to be in any sort of orientation. So I'm gonna stick it upside down to hide it. And there's enough wire to where I should be able to just run it wherever I need to. There we go. Slide that in as much as I can. That's, oh, I'm an idiot. Okay. Damn, now my hand's greasy. There we go. Okay, so you on first. Really hate all these clamps, but I guess there's not really anything I could do about it. All right, there's that. So yeah, filter should go here and stick to about right here, which will honestly be perfect. The only thing I'll have to figure out is how heavy it's gonna be, because obviously it's already kind of sagging and I don't want it to sag and tear this. So I'm gonna have to fab up some sort of a bracket, which shouldn't be too hard because I actually spent the weekend when I was making that battery box with my buddy Shane. He actually taught me how to weld. So I feel pretty confident. I've got my dad's old welder. So if I need to fab up something, I should be able to. What I'm thinking is if I need something maybe where the filter is, just have like some sort of a ring that goes around it and then just like a bracket that comes off or goes straight down and kind of holds it up and kind of supports this weight a little bit better. But yeah, not too bad. So that's gonna wrap up this for now, because I'm waiting on the air filter and the rest of the throttle cable assembly to arrive. That should be here hopefully in a couple of days. It's Wednesday right now. I think it's gonna come Friday or Saturday or something like that. Last thing I wanted to go over before we run out of daylight is Dad came over last week and we got a lot of the wiring done. So I got a battery, it's in the trunk. We've got the whole harness going to the back, hooked up to the battery. You can see we've got the main lead going back through here, attached to the engine harness. So we've got power to the fuse box, alternator, starter, and ignition. And we actually tested the window motors, and passenger window motor works. It goes up and down. Which is super surprising because it looks like it's the OEM motor, which means it's about 40 years old unless someone's replaced it at some point, which they very well could have. But it does seem very old. I don't have any power to the driver's one right now. Well, I have power to it, it's not working. So in this video, we might actually tear that thing apart and see if it's just like stuck or jammed or something, because it has power, it's arcing when I put the wires to it. So it's obviously getting power, it's just not moving. If the motor's bad and I have to run a hand crank, it's not too bad for the driver's side, but I'm stoked that the passenger is power. We found that this is the harness for it. I got it labeled, and I actually have switches up in the shed. So it's gonna go right here. I've got, I don't think it's in, oh yeah, there it is. That piece you can see right there is where the switches are gonna go. So that's gonna be super sick having power windows, or at least one, because if you know anything about drifting, it's very smoky, it's very hot. I'm not gonna have AC in this, so it's gonna be nice being able to put the windows up and down as I need. But that's it for today. So I will see you guys in a couple days when the rest of the parts arrive and we will get some more work done. But we're so close, guys. All right, we have a couple days later and my packages actually showed up a day earlier than I was expecting, which is super sick because in order for me to stay on the schedule of uploading every other Sunday, it's currently Friday. So these parts were gonna show up like Saturday afternoon, which does not leave me time to work on everything and edit. Anyways, it's Friday, we got this. So this is everything for the throttle assembly. I told you guys I got the whole like kit that comes with everything I need. And you can see I also got, pull all these out and hopefully not lose any of them. I also got wheel studs. I didn't know they were all attached to each other. Because on the back of the car, they're still lug bolts and I want to run a spacer on the back just to get the fitment a little bit better, because you can see it'll be okay, but it could be a little more flush under its own weight. So I'm gonna get some spacers, and it's just easier to run studs like I have on the front here. I got some extended ones. I think they're 20 to 30 millimeters longer than the OEM ones, which means I think I can run up to like a 1-inch spacer or something like that without having to worry about not having enough threads, which is super nice. It gives me tons of options for spacers. So I do have to get one of the stripped studs out of the rear. Let me show you guys. The previous owner was kind enough to leave, I don't know how well you guys can see it, but down in there a bolt is just completely sheared off, so I'm gonna have to try and get in there and extract it. But anyways, let's go ahead and get this filter out. Anyways, boom, got a big 3-inch filter. I did go with a dry filter as opposed to an oiled filter, mainly just because the dry filter is a lot easier to maintain. And as you guys know, with this build, the plan is to make it as bulletproof and easy to maintain as possible. So I figure might as well just go for a dry filter and give myself a little bit less work. I do only have about an hour today before I gotta call it quits and go inside and clean up and get ready for a party, but we should be able to get this filter installed and get this intake done, and then take it all apart and get a thumbnail. I do want to get this IAT sensor wired in this video, but I'm just not gonna have time today, so that'll probably be a tomorrow project. Let's see. I wanna make sure that this is actually gonna go over this as well. Which it should. Oh yeah, perfect. Oh, dude, this is like perfect size. Nice. It could go a little bit closer, meaning that I kind of wish it was a little bit closer, but it's not bad at all. Put it probably like that. Get it towards the end. Nice. Okay, so we know that's gonna work. So let me throw this on and then take this whole assembly off and get a thumbnail real quick. So I'm trying to be better about getting thumbnails and shit before I do all the work. There we go. My neighbor is currently shooting a modified fully automatic BB gun. I don't know if you guys can hear that. Oh shit. Okay, intake's done. It's definitely sagging way more than it should. It's pinching kind of bad back here, and I don't want that to impede airflow. So I think I'm gonna try and fab up something to where I can get it more so up here. Let's see if I can use this box as kind of like a prop. Dang, nothing's sitting how I want it to. I can go over here for now. Something like that I think would be perfect. Okay, cool. So now I'm gonna take this hose clamp off, take it out, see if I can get a thumbnail, see if it looks decent. Otherwise I might just take a picture of the engine bay. I decided I am actually gonna wire it in because it's super easy. So essentially what I have to do is, you see I've got these two wires here. Thankfully the polarity on this sensor does not matter, so it doesn't matter which one is, you know, power and which one is ground. They act the same way, and all I have to do is connect to this 5-pin terminal, and there's, on the side we can see numbers right here that says 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So all I have to do is connect into port 1 and port 4 because 5 doesn't have anything. So instead of trying to like solder the wires into here, what I'm gonna do is actually just cut this entire connector off right here. And then I'm just going to splice the two wires in together. So there's not gonna be a connector anymore that I can unplug, but I don't really think that's a big deal because if for whatever reason I need to take it off, I can always just unscrew it from here. So let me get you guys set up and we're gonna go ahead and do some electrical, which I am not a huge fan of, but the only way to get better is to do it more often. So let's go. Is it gonna work? I don't know. We're not really gonna know until I fire this thing up and see, but that's at least done. I left the wires as long as I could because I don't really know where the rest of this harness is gonna lie, so I tried to give myself enough slack to where if I need to stretch it out, I can. I can't always add wire, but I'd really rather not to because that's more splicing, which you can tell I'm pretty bad at. But anyways, that's done. So that's gonna wrap up my work for today. That took pretty much all of the free time that I had, which is fine because we made good progress. And now we can say that my intake system is completely done as well. So that's yet one more system that I can check off the list, which I'm stoked about. I don't remember if I showed you guys, but I did also add this, this vacuum line that has to go through the firewall into the Mega Squirt on the inside, so that it can pull a vacuum. So that's done as well. So we're honestly making really huge progress, and we are days away from starting this thing, I hope. I'm very busy at work. Unfortunately, I'm working like 50-hour weeks right now, but any free time I have, I'm trying to work on this thing and get some content for you guys. So I hope you enjoy watching. But I will see you guys tomorrow, where we're gonna knock out, hopefully, the whole throttle cable. I would like to get the pedal assembly buttoned up and get that whole system kind of dialed in. And then really all we have left is to just figure out the rest of the wiring, what we need, what we don't need, and then see about firing this thing. Good morning, everyone. It's Saturday morning. Actually, it's about Saturday afternoon. So what we have today is we're gonna install a throttle cable. I've already kind of laid it out in places, you can see, because I wanted to make sure that I had everything and it was gonna go in the right spot. So it's really simple, actually. It's a lot simpler than I thought. So this square hole right here is gonna go right where this is. So that just slides basically right into there and attaches to the pedal on the inside. And then this goes through the hole. This rubber bushing right here pushes into it. And then I have a couple pieces in my pocket that are to put on here that are gonna attach right into this square little port right here. And then we're gonna go on the inside and attach it to the pedal. So it should be pretty straightforward. So that was a bit harder than I thought it was gonna be. It's just tight spaces and hard to get to, but I don't know why this door is stuck now. I got it installed. You guys can't see anything because all the wiring is in the way. But what I wanna show you is this mount is obviously like really shit. I mean, someone just bended some sheet metal and it's on like a patch right here. So I think Garagistic makes like, or I'm sure other people do. It's just the first one I could think of, like a throttle base. So I'm gonna grab one of those, and I also need I don't know if you guys will be able to tell, okay, right there where I'm zoomed in, there's supposed to be a bushing, which I don't have, and it didn't come in my kit. So I'm gonna have to order one of those as well. So unfortunately, I'm not gonna be able to finish the throttle system in this video, but we at least got the cable installed. It looks pretty good. I think it's done right. I don't know what, actually I do know what's supposed to go up here. I think this is supposed to be cruise control, which obviously I don't have. So I got it run down there. I'm gonna take a bit of a break because it's hot and I'm sweating my ass off, and I'll see what we're gonna do next. Yeah, so I think I'm just gonna order a whole pedal assembly because I just broke this one. Okay, on that note, things are not going too well right now. I'm breaking things. I'm not really making a ton of progress, but we actually did make good progress. We got whole intake set up. We got the IAT set up. We got the throttle cable installed. It's not perfectly done, but it's good for now. So I think I'm just gonna wrap this up because I have to get to editing and get this thing uploaded for you guys. So thank you all so much for watching. I know it wasn't as much progress as I usually make in videos, but I hope you guys enjoy watching nonetheless. I mean, this is the reality of it. I don't make it up for you guys. You know, this is what happens. Sometimes some weeks are better than others. So thank you all for watching. I will see you in 2 weeks. Bye.